Right, here we go. Day 22, I believe, of recording the trades that I take on the Nasdaq and gold. Is what I've been predominantly trading. This day, I think I've only actually recorded 2 trades. This one I know as an absolute fact was a losing one. I'm not entirely sure. I don't really remember which one. About the next one, I don't know whether it was a losing one or not. They were both pretty slow burners. I know that this account doesn't get any views really, but if you have clicked on this video, just click off it. It's just a waste of time. This is just for my personal looking back now. Blew an account through the new account deep into the red. Well, 500 quid into the red. And somehow managed to trade that back. So that's the only positive on the day. That is the only positive on the day, that we dropped the new account into the red and then managed to trade it back. So, yeah, all right, we lost 500 quid. But then we managed to make 500 quid plus a little bit of change to get it back. So that's the way I'm going to look at it. That is the way I'm going to look at it. But yeah, another failed account. To be honest, I don't actually blow them as frequently as some people do. I blow them more often than other people do. I'd say I'm probably sitting around average. I think just recently I've been blowing accounts maybe one every 7 trading days, so not quite one a week. 1 every 7 trading days. Before that, I wasn't really blowing too many accounts. I would have accounts for weeks before I blew them. I mean, I remember my first account. I had that well over a month before I blew it. So much so, it was weird with the first account because I was like, I watch a live stream at American Market Open, so it's like 2:30 for us in the UK. And it's quite a big one. He's called Patrick Wheeland. I think that's how you pronounce his second name. It's really good, to be fair. I've learned a lot. Well, I've obviously not learned that much from him, but I've learned a lot of key trading concepts from him. Let's put it that way. I'm yet to be able to successfully, consistently put them into practice, but whatever. But yeah, his chat. You know, you're always seeing it, like people are blowing accounts. Like I see a lot of people talking about them blowing 1 account a day. Like, Jesus, it really, puts into perspective. At least I only trade on tilt from time to time. They must be doing it constantly. But yeah, today was shocking, and it's actually made me reevaluate what I'm doing. So with a lot of the trades, I'd sort of take, even look, this one here. Look at the take profit in comparison to the stop loss. Look at the size difference. That's like a 1 to 3, 3 to 1, whichever way around it is. Not in my favour. I'm not entirely sure if it's possible to trade the Nasdaq, especially the Nasdaq. I'm not entirely sure it's possible to trade it at like a 1 to 2, 1 to 3 in your favour. It might be if you're that good, but my entries just will not allow for that kind of profit and loss margins, ratios, whatever you want to call it. So I think tomorrow I'm going to scale down. That's for sure. I think that's smart. I think that's something that we have done in the past, and it's worked well for us. But obviously, you end up looking at it and say like, 2 micro contracts. Oh, but if I'd have just traded my usual 5, I'd have made more. You start calculating what you could have made. But by the same rule, your losses won't be as big. But I do have to be careful. That doesn't mean that I can set bigger stop losses. Getting stopped out for the same amount, just bigger. It just means Yeah, so I think yeah, we're definitely going to do that tomorrow. Um, despite you know these big momentum candles that you're seeing here, the entire day was extremely choppy, exceptionally choppy, both on the Nasdaq and on gold. Just chopped. It was one red candle up, one green. Sorry, other way around. One red candle after one green candle. Blah blah blah. But the candles were huge. They were absolutely, massive in terms of, top to bottom. On the Nasdaq would be like 20, 25 points, which that is a lot. That is a lot, especially if maybe your entries aren't great or whatever, or you're just getting chopped around like those. Big candles, big losses. So yeah, really, we just shouldn't have traded. Which comes back to discipline or lack thereof of discipline. We just, because of work and stuff like that, we weren't able to trade the market open or around the market open. We're having to trade, times that perhaps there wasn't as much going on. So yeah, but on to the next day.